That's how you get a free and prosperous constitutional republic that has a fair and just set of laws that applies equally to everyone, that creates equal opportunity and no guarantee of equal outcome. So where did I start? Born and raised in Beeville, Texas. As soon as I was old enough to milk a cow, that was my job every day when I got off the school bus. People come visit our home, they used to laugh at those Parker kids. I was the oldest of 4, and we'd all say we'd have a little snack, and somebody'd come over. Our snack was meat, potatoes, a couple other vegetables, a piece of fruit, and maybe a slice of apple pie, because we had about 3 hours worth of hard work to do. Maybe 4, maybe 5, depending on the time of year it was. We worked till well after dark, and sometimes in South Texas, that's 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was fortunate to be one of those kids that didn't have to study very much. I didn't have time to study. Got in bed, I was exhausted, caught the school bus at 6 o'clock the next morning. Some of you have been there, done that with me. Learned the value of hard work and honest living early in life. Noe and I married in 1982, and I went off to nursing school and graduated in 1984, and I've been a practicing registered nurse in the state of Texas. Since then, we've raised 2 kids that we homeschooled all the way through. Moved to Wharton, Texas in 1989 and have made our home there. Got involved in politics in the early 90s and began to fight for those things that I thought all Americans cherished, and recognized that we needed as individuals to pay attention to public policy debate and to candidates and to what was going on in office. And I have said repeatedly in this campaign that there have been lots of political discussions in the Medina family household. We homeschooled both of those kids, and because we were in a small town, my husband was frequently able to come home and have lunch with the kids and I telecommuted for a number of years, so I was home with the kids several days a week, and we were a family that would eat 2 and sometimes 3 meals a day together. There's not many families in Texas that can enjoy that today, but we did, and we talked to those kids a lot, and we enjoy each other's company, and we've had lots of those taboo discussions. You know, you're not supposed to talk about religion, politics, and good company. And we had those discussions around the Medina family dinner table, but Mama running for governor was never talked about in our house, ever, ever. In November a year ago, a man said to me, "Deborah, why don't you run for governor?" And I thought, man, I sure wish somebody would. I sure wish somebody would, because Kay Hutchison and Rick Perry have stolen from Texas. They both promoted the bailout. They both promote the Trans-Texas Corridor. She'll dance around the issue, but read her transportation plan. That multimodal transportation plan is the corridor, folks.
That's right.
They haven't secured our border. Neither one of them will support private property ownership. Some of us would say they're sold out to the man, and it ain't us, you know. We're going to have to fight to get back a government of the people, by the people, for the people, and I sure wish somebody would do it. 3 months later, I didn't see anybody doing it, and I was continuing to be asked, and I talked to a number of folks and said, is there a chance that we can mount a winning campaign? Because I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the people that were going to stand at my side first were people who were least able to sacrifice more. People who had been working hard already, whose families were facing the same trials and tribulations that mine was, whose disposable income was disposed of already, you know, and just didn't have it. And if I'm going to ask you to engage that fight with me, I've got to have some objective notion that we could win. And from the very beginning of this campaign, I said, I'm committing this to you. This is the commitment that I'm going to make, Texas. I'm going to work my butt off until March 2nd. I'm going to give it everything I've got. I've got 3 full-time jobs. I will be working 3 full-time jobs between February 11th, when I got in this race of 2009, and March 2nd of 2010. That means 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, every day for well over a year, and that's what I've done. That's the commitment I made. I said, the outcome in this race is up to you. How hard are you willing to work between now and then? And that campaign that wasn't going to do anything suddenly had a couple of points in the polls, and that's all that campaign was going to get, you know, just a couple of points. And then, it had 7, or now it's going to cause a runoff. Why didn't she just sit down and shut up and let the political royal class decide amongst ourselves who the next governor will be, and quit costing us all this money? We don't need a runoff. It drains the Republican resources in this state. And why is she causing so much trouble?
Keep it up.
Restoring a constitutional republic. And then it was, not only is she going to cause a runoff, she's going to be in it. And we've been saying, no, there won't be a runoff in Texas. We're going to win this race. And last week, not only did some people in Texas get nervous, but it looks like some of the national media got nervous too. You think there aren't powerful forces at play in this race? There are big strings being pulled. We're woefully naive, you and I, of those relationships. We don't play in that world. This race has never been about playing in that world. It's been about serving Texas. It has been about restoring a constitutional republic. It has been about putting in place, having the courage to put in place the vision that some men in the 1700s laid out for us in a document called the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution. The phone calls that are coming in, not only from all across the state of Texas, but from across the United States of America, and they're saying, Debra, people love you. And I said, no, they don't love me. They don't know me. We love the principles and the ideas of freedom. This is not about... It's very difficult for me to stand up here and hear Sharon talk about Debra Medina. This is about a set of principles and ideas. I'm a vessel carrying a message. That's what we're here championing. The minute your allegiance goes to a person, you've gotten off on the wrong track. You keep your allegiance to principles and ideas. We argue and debate principles and ideas, but you don't owe me a thing. You want to secure freedom for your family and for future generations. You want to secure prosperity for this state. Then you keep your eye on the ball of principles and ideas. Principles and ideas have consequences. You pass and adopt a just and fair set of laws, and you get government off the back of entrepreneurial Texans, there won't be an economic recession in this state. We have got natural resources almost beyond imagining. I was in West Texas a couple of weeks ago, and a man said to me, Debra, you get all that cap and trade carbon dioxide that they're worried about to West Texas, we won't import another drop of oil in this country for the next 40 years. We got plenty of oil and gas in West Texas to fuel not just the Texas economy, but that of the United States of America for 40 years. Are we courageous enough to stand on those principles? I believe the U.S. Constitution is the best blueprint ever laid for a free and prosperous society. The best blueprint ever laid. I think there's something in the scripture that says you build a house on sand and it's going to crumble. You build it on a rock and it will stand. Why are we trying to build this nation on the shifting sands rather than on the solid rock of the U.S. Constitution. Why are we doing that?